Buenas tardes, YouTube. Welcome to my channel, Better Monday Fasting. In this video, I'm not going to talk about something like specific, but I wanted to do like a vlog, talk about my last fasting pattern and my life in Asunción, Paraguay, and see where the monologue will will lead us. Before getting started, I want to make sure that I want to make it clear that nothing I share on the channel is medical advice. So please do your own research before making any health-related decisions. So yeah, today is Sunday. Just broke my fast with some papaya and papaya and lime juice. I squeezed had a big lime and a smaller one. I squeezed like 2 limes and a half papaya. So I just broke my fast, my 40-something hour fast. I started, now it'll be like more like, 38 hours actually. No. Yeah, maybe 39, 40 hour fast. Lately I've been on a 18-6 OMAD, and for the last month I've been skipping 3 OMADs. But this week, for some reason, it was on Thursday where I wasn't supposed to eat, but I felt like eating, and so I ate, and it was good because I didn't do extra groceries. Like I had some items, so I didn't have meat, but I had enough to make a Turkish soup, a Turkish yogurt soup, and do like a little stew in the oven with the vegetables I had left. Top it with some Swiss cheese, but when I say Swiss cheese, it's not the American Swiss cheese. It's like in Paraguay, you can actually find real Swiss cheese. You can find Appenzeller, Vacherin, Gruyere, Emmental. You can find, and they're really good. Like, I don't know, I have to investigate. I don't know if it's maybe a Swiss family that moved here or something, and since like everything that has to do with the cow in Paraguay, it's really good. The meat is really good, and Turkish yogurt it's excellent, and yeah, the cheese, it's just Swiss cheese. Like first, when I first purchased, I purchased like a Gruyere, and I was thinking, actually I didn't pay attention. I just grabbed it and put it in the basket, and then in the shopping cart. Then I ate it, and I was like, wow, really good imported Swiss cheese. Like that's what I was thinking. Because once in a while in Colombia or Mexico, I will have some imported Swiss cheese, and then I decided to purchase it again. So second time around, I'm eating it, and then I saw hecho en Paraguay, made in Paraguay. So I was like blown away because, well, it's been almost 9 years that I left Switzerland, so maybe I'm not the best person to judge, but to me, I mean, that Gruyere made in Paraguay was better than the imported one I ate in Colombia. So yeah, so maybe like a freshly newcomer, like a Swiss person, will argue otherwise, but to me it's really good, and all the other ones are really good, and when you make them melt, they also have a raclette. Amazing. It's just amazing. Paraguay. Really really wasn't expecting that. So yeah, for the ones who don't know, like I was born in Turkey and I grew up in Switzerland. I'm a dual citizen. So my culture, my culinary culture, it's a little bit like a little bit split. But yeah, I mean, I love Turkish food and I also love Swiss food. And it's just they both remind me home, but it's like it's like different locations. But yeah, I mean, in Switzerland we have great stuff. Like it's not the most like elaborate, like deep cuisine, you know. But the Swiss, I mean, everything they do really good, you know. It's very, it's chocolate, cheese. They also have some dried meat. Yeah, it's always very well done. And when you have a chance to eat like a, you know, like a real raclette with the pickles and the pickled onions and everything, it's just a fantastic food. So yeah, so this week it was a week I a little bit went off the routine. Yeah, like beginning of the week I had on Monday I received my some paperwork from Switzerland to get my cedula. So I have like residency now in Paraguay, but now there's a step where to get the ID card is a whole new process. And since in the meantime, because my case was a little bit delayed, a little bit like double of the time, 3 months delayed. The paperwork from Switzerland and Turkey saying that I had not committed any crime in those countries, well, they're past due because I ordered them like more than 6 months ago. So now for the cedula, the ID card process, I had to order them again. So the Turkish one was easy. I went to the consulate here in 5 minutes. They issued one, but then I had to legalize the signature, so that cost money. And then the Swiss one is also very easy. Like it's all you do it online, but they want you to sign a paper with the like a copy of your passport and send it to them. And the postal, I mean, in Latin America, I had really bad luck with the regular postal services. I never tried them in Paraguay, but in general. So my only option is DHL. And believe it or not, they charge me more than $100 for paper. And yeah, it's amazing. Like because in Colombia, I had done the same procedure several times. And for example, from Colombia to Switzerland, it's $50. And here it's almost like $110. And then from Switzerland, they send you the paperwork. And also you want them to send you with DHL because you don't want it to get it lost. So the craziest part is that to send it from Switzerland, the same, you know, paper with DHL, same company, it costs less. So from Switzerland, like the whole procedure with the apostille, the actual document, and DHL, it cost me like a Swiss, like 100, a little bit less than 100 Swiss francs. So where you're talking about like $220, $30 just for that. And it's the third time I'm doing it, you know. So, and also like the first time with the 6 months ago when I had my Turkish documents here, also I had to get that to prove that the signature of the person working at the consulate here is like it's legit. It's also like $100, like here. It's huge for Paraguay, like. So yeah, the whole thing. I mean, it's really one of the cheapest way to migrate these days in Latin America. It's the country that is the cheapest, the easiest procedure. But still, still there are costs, and I'm still not done. I still need to get the cedula, and there's another document I need after that. And yeah, it's quite some work. Like the things didn't go as planned, but we are making progress. So I had that beginning of the week, and then on Wednesday there was like Slipknot, like Slipknot, Slipknot that came to Asunción. So I was always like, I knew their songs. I mean, they've been around for a quarter of a century, But for some reason, it never clicked with me. But there was this band, Kuazar, band from Paraguay. I discovered them when they opened for Megadeth in April. So they were opening for Slipknot too. So I was like, wow. So I was like, well, worst case scenario, it's an excuse to see Kuazar again. So the night before I decided, yeah, I'm gonna go to the show. So I woke up in the morning, first thing in the morning, I went to the mall to get the tickets. So the guy there, like, it's called Maxi Cambio. It's like a change. I mean, currency exchange place. But obviously they also selling tickets and all that stuff. So he's like, oh, I only have like some VIP and platea left. And I'm like, platea? What is platea? And I mean, my Spanish is really good, but I didn't know that word. So I'm like, yeah, it's probably, the pit, So I was just like, yeah, I'll go with platea. And so gave me the ticket. It was pretty expensive. Like, it's like 280 guaranis, 280,000 guaranis, which is like $35. So I was like, oh, maybe it's a nice spot. Like, so then I left pretty early. I went to this coffee shop that is closer to the venue, because then like traffic here after 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, it gets crazy. And when we have a concert like that, it really affects. I mean, the infrastructure is okay here. Like, I mean, it's you don't have very large avenues, and so it can get congested pretty easily. And when you have an event like that, attracting like, I don't know, 40, 50,000 people, like, so it's gonna affect like traffic. So I decided to go like early. So then I was really excited. So I entered the venue and everything, and they're asking me like, platea, yeah, platea. And then then I find out what platea was. So the concert was held in this place. It's called the Jockey Club, and it's actually a horse racing like a track, and you actually have the track. So like this platea was like how do you say it, blanchers? Like it's like to watch the horse running, but it's on the other side of the tracks, and the stage they put it in the middle, So it's like the track is like circular. It's in the middle, but more towards the other end of. So it's like I don't know, like a quarter of a mile, half a mile. I don't know. No, more than a quarter of a mile. Yeah, maybe a quarter of a mile, like or more. So it's like you're really far away. You know, it's when you're really far away from the stage. So I was a little like bummed. Like I was like, man, if I knew, I would have asked how much cost the VIP. So I sit down and then it starts filling up, even that area that's really far, and it's like two stories, you know. You start filling up, and the people were really, basically I was with the poor metalheads, or the ones that they couldn't find like tickets, but they were really like, they were happy to be there, you know. They were like, even though we were a little bit like disconnected from the stage area, I mean, they were like, they were ready, you know. And I was like, wow, you know, I'm not gonna keep my mood down, you know. I'm gonna try to enjoy as much as I can from here. So watched Kuazar. Yeah, it was good. I really like them. Like I really like their harmonies and how they play. It's a power trio. So I was pleased with the show. And they did a tribute to Paul Diano of Iron Maiden that passed away. So they played War Child of Iron Maiden, but just like it wasn't a full song. It was just they were finishing up, and they just like changed the gear and played that. It was awesome. It was like a great. Yeah, it was a great tribute, and it was a great moment, like to witness. So they finished the show, and so like the place started filling up. So I was like, I don't want to lose my spot. So I sat down and started waiting, and there was like the big screens, like two big screens on each side of the stage. And yeah, they would like, so the camera will go like they will the camera will shoot like a woman, and the whole stadium will go crazy, and the woman eventually she will show her tits. And then there were some dudes like they were doing the same, so it was hilarious. Like the whole stadium was like laughing. So yeah, good. Like people excited about the Slipknot show. You know, coming, you feel the positive energy, like really positive energy. So it was about like 5 minutes before the show starts. There was like a panic, like a movement of panic. People start running around, like behind me. They're like running, and they're like, "Vámonos, vámonos!" And I saw like they were just like they were getting out of that area, the platea. So I thought, you know, the show is just gonna start. So maybe they didn't have enough people in the stage, like near the pit area. So they're just like letting people, you know. So I was really chill. Like people were running, but I just like walked. I walked out, start walking towards the stage, and that's when I saw like there was like about 20 or more like security guards. Like they were like, get back in, but we were like hundreds, you know. So it was like it was an amazing feeling. Yeah, you know, it really felt like those like battles in the medieval times, you know. We had the numbers, we were disobeying, and it was like, I mean, it wasn't my intention. Like I was really like, I really thought they opened the doors, but once I was outside, like I'm just like, so I just acted as I belonged, you know. Like I had a ticket from the pit area, so I just walked, and there were some security guards. We crossed, like they looked at me, our eyes crossed, but you know, and I saw one that was like, get back in, and then he gave up, you know. He's like, oh, there's way too many, you know. He was like, oh no, you know, it's like he admitted defeat. But then there was like they had more like serious, you know, how they call that? Like the anti-protest police with all the whole gear. So they were there too. So, well, not the. I mean, the when I look at it, like the platea was still full. So maybe 100 or 200 people we got out, but I think the most of them they stayed there. So then I'm like, so I got as close as I could to the stage. I mean, I could have gone closer, but I really wanted to enjoy the show. And I know that, you know, like the metalheads here, they're crazy. You know, like it's not only the front row that is doing the pogo and the mosh pit, like all that. Like, you know, it can happen anywhere. Like they don't need. I'm sure it even happened in the platea. You know. So, you know, I put myself, you know, like, yeah, it was a good spot. Like, it was a good spot. And they were playing only the songs from their first album, like 1999. And what was amazing to me is, like, before the show, I saw a girl, like, with a banner, you know, it's 1999 again. And that was so, like, yeah, it touched me, because since I'm in Paraguay, I have this, one of the reasons why I love it here, it's because it reminds me of the 90s. You know, it's not polarized, it's people still listen to rock and roll, and yeah, there's something about it that is just, so I don't want to say that in the sense of, oh, they're behind, you know, it's for me, it's a very positive thing. Because the 90s were great for me, like 90s, 2000s, like in 99, that's when I moved to the US from Switzerland. I ended up staying 11 and a half years in the US. So all that era, like it's, but I didn't get it when I saw it, like it's 1999 again. Like, first I didn't get it, but then, you know, during the show, the singer, like, he said, we're only playing from the first album. And I got my ass kicked, man. Like, it's just hell of a... Oh, man, you know, I was really not a Slipknot fan. But they kicked my ass. Like, I think I didn't know, like... I think I was more familiar with their... You know, 2000, like when the whole new metal thing. I mean, first new metal, like with Korn and all that. It was. There was something great about it, you know, Korn, Deftones. But then with there was all these like bands. They're not bad, but it's like Papa Roach, and like at one point it became like very, like what was it, like Incubus, Papa Roach. I don't know if Incubus is probably not. New metal, but yeah, Papa Roach, yeah, all these bands that they don't solo too much, and they're like, it's riff based, and even at one point I think like Metallica wanted to stop doing like to solo, you know. It was I think it was a bad. I mean, they're great bands from that era, and there are great songs, but I think the vision, it was a little. Maybe a little bit superficial, but anything that came out of that era is fine, you know, it's still really good when we compare to the mainstream stuff we listen today, you know. So for some reason, Slipknot, I was, in my mind, they were, because they have some songs like that. They're like, for some reason, I put them in that category. But man, they're a real metal band. Like, it's just the guitar player and the fucking drummer, man. Oh, Casa Grande. I cannot believe. Like, I'm like, how a human beings can play like that. It was, yeah, it was, I think for me, I mean, almost like this show was everything was set to prove me wrong, you know. when I think about it, it's like somehow I went to the show, I didn't want to go at first, and then I'm really far away from the stage. Somehow I managed to go, closer to the stage, and they're playing material that that early album. I have to listen to the whole discography, but that first album, there's one song like that is a little poppy, it's not pop at all, but it has this like vocal melody that is more like catchy. Catchy will be a better word. But other than that, it's real metal. It's real, it's really, and it still sounds really good, so I was like, whoa. And another thing I really liked was the singer. Even though his Spanish wasn't that, he was making a lot of mistakes and stuff, and sometimes I wasn't sure what he was saying. But in between the songs and everything, he made an effort, he almost, 95% he spoke in Spanish. The guy, they're from Des Moines. Come on, that's great. That attitude is great, to learn the language of your fans, and not just buenas noches, gracias. He was really talking between the songs. Speaking of, I'm kind of suspecting them to, maybe there's a physical problem in that band, because the whole show was hour and 15 minutes, which is kind of short. And then there's all these intros, and between songs there's all these spaces, and then you have the singer that he does a good job at it in Spanish, talking and all that, but it made me wonder if maybe somebody in the band has a physical problem, they cannot, it's really physical what they're playing. It's one Slipknot song, there's the same amount of notes than in a regular song, five times more notes maybe. So yeah, that was but it was good. The show was, it was an excellent show. But when he was like, oh, this is our last one, of course there was encores and everything, but it was to me it felt oh, the show had just started, So that's maybe a little, could be a little critique, but artistically there's nothing there's nothing wrong. They did a really good job. Then if you pay $35 in a country where, for the worst seat, $35 in a country where the minimum wage is maybe 250 bucks or $300. So it's very that's a lot of money, and I cannot then I heard that the pit and the VIP pit, it wasn't that much, I think it was in the 450s, it wasn't 10 times the platea, but still, it's a lot of money, and I'm sure, I don't know how much Slipknot tickets cost in the US, but probably less, But the thing is, here, it's the 10th of salary, to go see that show, it's so in those terms, yeah, it's a little bit so you pay that much money because so you want maybe more music, more time. So that's maybe the only critique I will, but I really enjoyed the show. It was, how everything worked out was great, and it was as if, I was oh, you know what, I'm not convinced, and somehow a higher power of rock and roll said, oh yeah, it's just I could not believe there was and they had a really good sound system, because the Megadeth show, it was so like, I don't know if they brought their own stuff or they rented here. I follow the Kuazar guys, you know. I talked with a couple of them. I mean, they're not friends or anything, but I talked through Instagram, and I follow them. So I think it was like 2 or 3 days before they were already building the stage and everything. So like the light show and the sound was like it was really good. Like it was really a really good show. So maybe that's also justifies the price. So that was my little vlog all over the place, talking a little bit of fasting patterns and my life in Paraguay. In terms of fasting, yeah, I mean, it's just that you see, I mean, things change. You know, I was on skipping 3 OMADs, and this week I skipped only 2. I listened to my body, and today I feel really good. Like I really feel, I woke up not that early, but I got some work done, and then now it's the tradition on Sundays. I take like almost 3 hours to clean the house, and also today, up to now I was not using the vacuum cleaner, and today I decided to use it. But as I was using it, you know, I could smell that, like I'm like, is this doing, making things better or worse, you know? And then I decided to, once I decided to clean all the filter and everything. It was disgusting. Like there was a lot that I don't understand. Like you know, if you clean your house, everything is clean, and then you leave you know, you don't empty the vacuum cleaner. And then until next time you're gonna clean, all that dirty stuff is gonna live with you. I mean, it's in a container and everything, but so I emptied it, and then the filters are, oh my God, I think I'm sure they never cleaned it, you know. So I cleaned all that. So now it's like I put it to dry. So I'm sure next time it's gonna do a better job, you know. It's gonna be the vacuum cleaner is going to do a better job, and so those are little details, but I think it's really important, you know, your environment, to have a healthy environment, and yeah, all this like dust and all those things they're weighing you down, you know. So it's important to clean. Well, in Latin America, like I've never heard somebody, you know, like well, no, I've heard some. Usually, I mean, like the travelers, they don't really deal with that, like, because for really like a modest amount of money, you can get a cleaning job done. But for me, it's like first of all, I don't like that they use a lot of. You know, you come back home and it smells all this like chemicals and all that, and it's hard to explain what you want. Like people, they don't always understand. That's one part of it, and the other one is like, to be connected with things, you know, with small things, like not delegate everything, you know. You know, you can run companies, write songs, like do all those stuff, but if you don't know how to clean, it's not good, you know. Like I'm not saying I'll do it. I'll do it all the time, and sometimes I rent places. It's like the cleaning comes with it, you know. Every week there's cleaning. It's great. It's a great service. Like, but now I'm like, actually, it's like it's more of a trouble for me to prepare, because also like since I have my musical instruments and all that, like I always have to prepare for the person who's gonna clean, so they don't break anything. So yeah, now I like doing it myself. I mean, it's an investment. I think today it took me a little bit more than 3 hours, and last week it was like 4.5. But and it's good. It's good exercise, and then you feel good. It's a good way to get dopamine. I think you feel good after it, and then the entire week, you know, he charges you with positive energy, because you see the floors are clean, everything is clean. It gives you the good vibes. So that was for my all over the place vlog, and once in a while I'll do that. I mean, I covered a good amount of the chapters I have in the book, my new book, For a Better Monday, with the videos. So I have to find a strategy how to go about it. Like probably I'll cover the ones I haven't covered, like the chapters, and maybe I start the second round, like, because at the beginning I wasn't very good, like with expressing myself orally, because it had been a long time since I spoke in English. I'm not saying now it's like way better, but I think I made progress. So I don't know, like, or maybe I'm gonna try different formats, like maybe go more to the point, you know, to the point videos, or maybe reels, things like that. Because yeah, right now we have, I mean, on the channel we have 15 subscribers, and on the Spanish one 5. So yeah, I mean, there's still like people are watching. I mean, it's like I think I don't have one video that has I have one video that has done more than 90 views, so I don't even have a video that has 100 views, you know. But people seem to stick around. Like the ones that are watching, they seem to they seem to watch the videos. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Like I don't care that much about the YouTube success, but I care reaching, like, passing on the message of fasting. And so maybe now it's a time to pivot and find solutions, you know, like, well, see what people want. But yeah, I mean, if they what they want is not aligned with what I want, I don't know if I go down that path, because yeah, the idea is really not it's really not to become a YouTuber. The idea is to pass the message of fasting and get more hours of fasting in this world. Like, that's my goal. So thank you for watching. Now I'm going to do the groceries and eat. I already broke my fast with the papaya. It extends a little bit my eating window, but I like separating fruits and real food. That's why I allow myself to. Usually I break after doing the groceries, but since I have that half papaya left, I was like, well, I'm gonna eat it now. So, but I'm gonna eat for real, like, now after the grocery shopping. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video, hopefully.